I'm putting this message up here on YouTube not to discourage anyone from following Jesus, but to encourage you that you are not alone if you suffer opposition or hatred for following Jesus. Ironically, the people that will oppose you most and discourage you most are people that call themselves Christians. Why that is ironic is because people that call themselves Christians, they say they love Jesus. They say they obey Jesus. They say they know the Bible. But Satan will use other Christians to discourage you if you listen to them. See, a lot of Christians are not really following Jesus. They are make-believers. And if you listen to them, the devil will use them to destroy your soul, to discourage you from following Jesus. See, this is exactly what happened to me, and will be what will happen to you if you do choose to follow Jesus also. See, about 3 years ago or so, when I did start hearing from Jesus through prayer, a lot of my family members and my friends were turning on me. They were saying that I was being judgmental, hateful, that I wasn't really hearing from Jesus, but that I had schizophrenia, that I needed to see a doctor because I had changed so much. See, when Jesus got my attention, I changed big time. I tossed out my TV and I got rid of my music. I quit the band I was in. I even left the church that I was a pastor at. And I told everyone that I had heard from Jesus, because I had. And Jesus became real to me. He proved to me that he was absolutely real. And I chose to follow him with my entire life. I was given a dream. And I want to share this with you, not to discourage you, but to encourage you. In my dream, I was stranded. And I found myself along this mountainous river, and I was trying to find someone to help me to find my way back. And I saw some people that I recognized along the river. And suddenly I saw a bunch of people that I knew along the river. And I asked them for help, asking them which direction do we go to get back. But I noticed that they were holding shotguns in their hand, and they were ready to shoot me. I wasn't sure why, but I knew that if I went any closer, they would start shooting. So I started walking the other direction. And actually I ran and I hid, and then I walked in this river until I was far away from where they were. The Holy Spirit told me about this, that those that I considered my family and my friends were not going to encourage me in following Jesus. But even though they said they were Christians, that they were going to discourage me from following Jesus. You know, I wanted confirmation that this was actually inspired by the Holy Spirit and not just my own dream. So I prayed and I asked the Lord if it's from you to confirm it. And not much later, someone came by my work and they handed me this right here. It is a picture that they said they were clearing out of their attic and they thought of me. And they brought that by my work and gave that picture to me. It may not seem miraculous or supernatural to you, but to me, I knew it was the power of God proving to me that he is real and that he is speaking to me. And it has been proven over and over again that the Spirit of God is real and that he speaks the truth. The people that opposed me most after I started actually obeying Jesus, it was my family and my friends. They hated that I was hearing from Jesus. They said I was demon-possessed. They said I had to go see a doctor. They said I was going crazy, and it was just at my age that people start to go crazy, and they would call me all sorts of names. They would discourage me from following Jesus because they did not like the change in me, and ultimately, they did not want to follow Jesus for themselves. They would rather that I be stuck in dead religion, and the devil would rather me be blind and be convinced that if I am in dead religion, that that's the truth. But my eyes are now open. I know that if I choose to follow Jesus, that I will see a lot of opposition. But I now know that if opposition is coming to me, that is partially how I know that I am still going in the right direction. Because Jesus also promised us that we would be hated by all if we chose to follow him. He also told us that a servant is not greater than the master. You know, they hated Jesus and he's the master. So if they hated him, they will also hate you and hate me if we're choosing to follow him. Have you counted the cost to following Jesus? It is truly a wonderful road to follow him. And don't be discouraged in following Jesus, but know that opposition from Christians and from the entire world will come if you do choose to follow him. But it is such a wonderful blessing because although we see opposition from those who do evil, we see the blessings and the miracles of God. May the grace of Jesus be with you.